Chapter 3: The Prisoner of Silence. The American Cultural Center was a new world for me, and I was completely engrossed in its ups and downs. I went regularly to the center, but was not regular with the activities there. If these activities were academic, I would have been the first to participate. But all of these programs focused on speaking skills, and I was tight-lipped, despite my desire to be able to share. Despite the efforts of my facilitator, my report was not very heartening. How would Salman Akbar speak after all? I often asked myself, and upon getting nothing as an answer, I sat with my head held in both hands. Only those people whose English was as bad as mine could understand my pain. Some days passed, nodding and shaking my head in response to the questions asked. But finally, one day, I was caught red-handed. That day, during the class, I bowed my head in response to almost every question so that the chances of my being spotted by the teacher reduced. But she understood my trick and instantly came over to me. She called my name and asked the question. I blushed and started looking in the opposite direction. She came to the other side, and I closed my eyes like a pigeon. The teacher was furious, so she gave me the final warning. The next day, I was called to her office. Salman Akbar, may I have the pleasure of knowing why you cared to be admitted to this center? She shot the question at me like an arrow, ready to hit the bullseye, and I kept staring at my shoes. I am asking you something, she emphasized the unanswered question, whilst beads of sweat ran down my cheek. Probably she thought that I was one of those spoiled brats who just joined the center for the sake of the thrill and the fun. My innocent countenance saved me, and her tone softened. Please, come sit here, she gestured. I instantly obeyed and took the chair. Until we solve this problem today, neither you nor I am leaving this office, she announced, pushing a glass of water towards me. To learn English language, madame, I could hear my voice coming from a deep well. Good. So, can you learn any language without attempting to speak it? She kept looking at me while asking the second question. I shook my head swiftly. Mr. Salman Akbar, I have heard my ancestors talk about how using the tongue yields better results than merely shaking the head. She smiled, and I said I couldn't help but smile as well. Now listen to me. It is my duty that I guide you. I think you are unaware that the students who do not participate in the activities score a 0. All the fee and the time invested goes to waste. I regret to inform you that you might end up in the same lane because your report is nearly 0 daily. It is up to you to decide whether to waste your time and fee or to ensure that both are saved. The last statement played on my mental theater, where I could see Abba's red, glaring eyes and Baya's cheek flushed with blood because of anger. I trembled. What are you thinking? She asked. Yes, ma'am, came out of my mouth. Please tell me your problem so that I can help you. She tried to help me again. I looked up timidly and said in a quivering voice, I cannot speak. You have to speak. That is how you will learn, she asserted. But I am shy, I stuttered. Why is that so? She kept insisting. I think I cannot speak correctly. Everyone will make fun of me, I bravely responded. No, it's wrong thinking. Please understand that everyone who comes here is thirsty. Why would one come to the well if one does not need water? They have to come to learn like you. Everyone is the same here. She spoke encouragingly. Ma'am, they know how to speak. That's why they are quick to answer. I was becoming braver by the time. Who told you? They can do it because of practice. They can speak because they have never been afraid of making mistakes like you are. Befriend your mistakes. That is how you will learn, she tried to reason. I am afraid, ma'am. My eyes watered with fear and anticipation. My child, you are afraid because you have not discovered the potential of your mistakes yet. Once you make them your friends, they will teach you the best life lessons. Each word was soothing, and I felt better. I nodded. I will try my best, ma'am. I spoke confidently. You may go now. Remember, making a mistake is not wrong, but learning from your mistakes or repeating them is certainly incorrect. I want you to make mistakes so that I can teach you, she smiled. I promised her that I wouldn't be afraid anymore. As soon as I stepped out, it felt like I was about to break my vow. I curbed the desire to shy away and decided to try befriending my mistakes. I felt better and more determined for once in my life.